Hi friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to take full control of your file and folder permissions in Windows using a powerful but often overlooked tool called ICACLS. If you've ever struggled with permission issues, like being denied access to a folder or needing to grant someone else access, this video is for you. ICACLS is a command line tool that lets you manage permissions like a pro. To make this tutorial super practical, we will create a new user for demonstration purposes, create a folder and file to test permissions, add and remove authorization for the new user, and at last we will give an advanced tip to grant permissions to multiple users in a single command. By the end of this video, you'll be able to use ICACLS to solve common permission problems. Let's dive in. First, let's create a new user for our demo. Open Command Prompt as administrator and run this command. This creates a new user named TestUser with the password as shown. And just like that, we've created a new user. Let's verify it by opening the Computer Management tool and checking under Local Users and Groups. There it is, TestUser is now ready for our demo. Next, let's create a folder and a file to test permissions. I'll create a folder called DemoFolder on the C:\/ drive and a text file inside it called demofile.txt. Now we have C:\/demofolder\demofile.txt ready for testing. Before we dive into permissions, let's quickly talk about what ICACLS is. ICACLS stands for Integrity Control Access Control Lists, and it's a command line tool built into Windows that lets you view, modify, and reset file and folder permissions. With ICACLS, you can grant or revoke access to files and folders, reset permissions to default, backup and restore permissions, and much more. Let's start using it in action. Let's grant TestUser full control over DemoFolder. Here's the command. Let's break it down. C:\/DemoFolder. This is the folder we're modifying. /grant TestUser, F. It will grant TestUser full control, F, over the folder. And just like that, TestUser now has full control over DemoFolder. Let's verify this by checking the TestUser access in folder properties. As you can see, TestUser now has full access to the folder and modify the file. Perfect. Now, let's revoke TestUser's permissions. Here's the command. This command removes all permissions for TestUser from the folder. Boom. TestUser's permissions are now revoked. Let's verify this by checking back the folder properties for TestUser access. It's gone and even not in the list. Sometimes you might want to reset a folder's permissions to their default settings. Here's how. This command resets all permissions to the default inherited permissions. And just like that, the folder's permissions are back to default. Perfect for fixing permission issues. Want to back up and restore permissions? ICACLS can do that too. First, let's back up the permissions to a file. This saves the folder's permissions to permissionsbackup.txt. To restore the permissions later, use this command. You have now a backup of your permissions, and you can restore them anytime. Super handy for system admins. Here's an advanced tip. You can grant permissions to multiple users in a single command. Let's create another user for this demo. Let's grant both TestUser and TestUser2 now different permissions to DemoFolder. This command grants TestUser full control, and to TestUser2 read-only access. Both users now have their respective permissions. Let's verify this by checking file properties for each user. As you can see, TestUser has full control, while TestUser2 can only read the folder. ICACLS makes it easy to manage multiple users. And that's it. You've just learned how to use ICACLS to take full control of your file and folder permissions in Windows. We created a new user, a folder, and a file, and then we added and removed authorization, all using ICACLS. Plus, we covered an advanced tip for granting permissions to multiple users in a single command. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more tech tips, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss future tutorials. Got questions or ideas for the next video? Drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.